So, Ivy, I was going to come back to you because I just wanted to touch on experience, because we think about experience being very much a physical thing, but it's back to how is it becoming a virtual thing, because again, you just wow me with numbers all the time. When you talk about some of the numbers that can be taken on a TikTok live, like the mega lives, the 12, the 24 hours, or 48-hour mega.
12 to 16.
12 to 16 hours.
The usual.
So I saw a phrase that said that TikTok is the new Tupperware party. That was in Sukarno, I didn't just make it up. But is that really what's happening around those mega lives? Are you seeing community congregate, or is it all just about price and offers and promotion?
There is definitely big money there. But like how I'm seeing this is that like it's the experiences that we are talking about here, and like you should treat live stream as your flagship store. Like Oxford Street, like Space and Gay, Oxford Circus, that's your live stream. Like imagine like when you're starting a brand, you might have like on your daily live streams like 20 people, 30 people at all times, and that's how you get started. But when you get big and when you do the mega lives, all of a sudden you have every single minute 1,000 people in a room or 3,000 people in a room, and like imagine having a store like that, where you would have every second that amount of people. And that's the reason why I think that the live streaming is essential for any brand, because that's how you really build a community, and that's how you really engage the customers to spend time with you. So that's my statement, treat it as your flagship store.
We see that half the people globally have a mixed basket, and it's becoming a bigger part of the conversation as we go into economic downturn, and also so many choices and too much money spent and potentially wasted. How are you seeing that play out?
I mean, I think this is the customer, and
Yeah.
it has been forever. Like we in beauty have created these artificial segments that are like premium, luxury, masstige, whatever that, it's like, but that's not the customer, right? And we've known that. And even today, I was sitting in a customer insights meeting, and it's like, you can have a preconceived notion that our deluxe customers who spent over £1,000, that what they're buying is Westman Atelier and Augustina Spotter and Diptyque candles, and you like imagine this customer in your head. What is she buying? She's buying Summer Friday lip balms and Laneige lip masks and Rare Beauty and Ordinary glycolic toner. She's buying the same things everyone else is, and like it's about that's the thing, and she's buying her botter. Don't get me wrong, and I do genuinely believe there's value to be added at every price point. But it is recognizing that threshold is getting higher of what it takes to get a customer to part ways with their money. And so you have to get everything right to deliver value. You have to get the basics right. And it's about having great packaging, great product, great delivery service, great visual merchandising. Like all of those things matter in order to deliver value for the customer. But absolutely, mixed basket is and like people shopping at every level is who we have all been forever.
Yeah, on that, because you talk to customers all the time, but influencer, as we know it, is waning, and it's quite interesting because it's waning in those countries where you think it wouldn't be, like China and India. It's actually becoming less of an influence. We're looking at other elements. What's the conversation around that?
Yeah, I think because I've kind of done both sides now, it's been really interesting for me. And I don't know if it's because I've already had sort of the height of my influential career in some ways. Like I used to be able to mention one product and it would literally sell out. But now there are so many content creators and influencers. It is hard to know who to trust in some ways. And I get messages from people all the time too that have watched me for years, and they'll say, Estee, do you really like that Hello Clean shower head? Or are you just getting paid to say that? And people will ask me, and I'm like, no, I really like it. And no matter how many times a content creator can hammer home, I only talk about the brands and the products I love, the customer is smarter than ever. So I think because of the saturation with all of the different content creators across all platforms, and especially with TikTok. Basically, I think people are getting smarter than ever and just trust no one except the people in their lives anymore.
My first job was in Harrods on the shop floor, as a management trainee, and I was working with customers, and there was this piece that was drummed into me. Do you all know this phrase, or am I so old you've never heard it? It's retail is detail. All of the time that was shouted and shouted at us, because it was Harrods in the 90s. And also that element of customer service and providing customer service was a really good thing. And over time, there has been less investment in retail training, generally. There has been maybe less pride because there's other jobs that you could do that pay more, that maybe work Sundays and late nights, and yet we still want that human connection. So how do we make the retail role great again in beauty, Margaret? What's happening there?
Sorry. Yeah, I think that it's hard, you're right, because there's a lot of opportunities that people see, and I think a lot of people's dream now is to be a creator. And so I think we have a lot of staff. I think every beauty retailer has this, where you have staff that come so that they get the gratis, so that they can create content on their channel. Like, they're not in it for the customer part of it. But I mean, the way that we go after this is around investing in trainings that people feel like really invested in. So we invest about 15% of our total employment spend is on training hours. And that's like really product training and service training. Manager training is on top of that. So I think it is about making retail a desirable place to be, because there's sort of a money can't buy, salary can't buy experience in the workplace. But there's no question it's hard. And I think, retail becoming, it's harder to recruit people into retail and to keep them. And that's something that we focus on day in, day out. Like, how do we do this better all the time?